Hey kids, Mr. Angelari here. I just love a wood fire. It's so cozy. It heats our whole house and it keeps us warm, and it's even fun to just look at. But how do we get pieces of wood like this and this from something like that? Well, it's kind of a long process, but it's also a fun process. Let's go outside into the yard and see how we make firewood out of trees. The first part of the process is cutting the tree down with a chainsaw. Chainsaws are very dangerous pieces of equipment and should only be used by adults. We're going to use this chainsaw to take down this tree. It's a small tree, so we're going to use a little chainsaw. The way we're going to take this tree down is first we have to make a notch in the trunk of the tree to make sure the tree falls in the direction we want it to go, because we wouldn't want this thing falling anywhere. We want it to go exactly the way we want it to go, right into this area right here. After we cut our Humboldt notch, then we're going to cut from the back of the tree, and the tree is going to fall over. The tree is already leaning in this direction, so it's a really good setup. Safety first. Now that we've got the tree down, there's a bunch of vines on the tree that have to be taken out, and smaller branches, because on this type of tree we're only going to use the main stem for firewood. Now that the tree's on the ground, we have to cut the stem into lengths of firewood that will fit in our fireplace, because this big stick won't fit in our fireplace. It's too long. And we have a way of marking the exact length of the firewood down the stem of the tree. Wait till you get a load of this. It's called a marking stick. The marking stick has a paint can in it, and the paint can fits in here, and when you pull the trigger on the marking stick, paint comes out. Now it's got a rod on the side of this, and the standard dimension for firewood is 16 inches, as indicated by that little white dot. The red marks will let us know exactly where to cut with the chainsaw to make the perfect size firewood. when we were dropping that tree before, did you notice something in the top of that tree fluttering down as we dropped the tree? Wow, this kite's been up there for 2 years. Christine will be happy to have it back. Let's go give it to her. Well, our firewood's all cut. It doesn't look like a lot of firewood, but this will heat the house for a whole night. Some of this wood has to be split lengthwise. How are we going to do that? For that, we're going to need the log splitter. The log splitter's got two things that do most of the work. One is called a ram. This pushes the log this way. Another one is a splitting wedge. It's very sharp. And when the log comes and is pushed against this wedge, it splits the log wide open. What do you say we fire it up and give it a try? Now that we've split our firewood, it can be again a process called seasoning. In seasoning, the moisture comes out of the split surface of the wood. We're going to put it in our firewood pile for that. It'll be in our firewood pile for a period of 1 year before it's ready to burn. God gave us a great mercy when He gave us trees. Genesis 1:29 tells us that God gave us every tree and every green plant. When we light a fire in the fireplace using this wood, it's releasing the energy that God produced through a process called photosynthesis. In photosynthesis, light and water is converted into food for the trees. This makes them grow big and tall and stores lots of energy inside the wood. When we burn the wood in the fireplace, it releases the energy that was made in the process of photosynthesis. Thanks for the help with the firewood. This piece wasn't too big. I could even almost hide it with my hand. You want to split something a little bit bigger? This tree was 60 years old when it was cut down. This was a honey locust tree, Gladitsia triacanthos. Try saying that 5 times fast. It would be too difficult to lift this up on top of the splitter, so there's a tool for that. Watch this. So you've probably noticed by now that every time the ram goes forward and backwards, it puts whatever's on the bed into two pieces. But there's something we can do about that. Wait till you get a load of this. This is a four-way splitting wedge. When we put this onto this wedge, it'll split each piece into four pieces. Let's put it on. Now when we split this piece, it'll go into four pieces instead of just two. So with this wedge, we made four pieces out of one. Not fast enough, you say? Let's see what we can do about that. Wait till you get a load of this. These get heavier and heavier. This is a six-way wedge. So for every one piece of firewood we have, we'll make six pieces now. Let's put it on and try it out. Alright, now we're going to make six pieces out of this one piece. Let's split it up. Now we're really making some progress. Six pieces out of one. Let's split the whole log up and see just how much wood is made out of just that one round we started with. That was a lot of work. Would have been a lot more if we did it with an axe. Well, we ended up with over 60 pieces of wood. Now we put this also in the firewood pile, and in 1 year, it'll be ready to make heat for the house. Thanks for the help. This is Mr. Angelari reminding you that you too can live up to Philippians 4:13 and do all things through Christ who strengthens you.